There's no coincidence that this message has reached you. There's a purpose why it has reached you, and I am divinely guided to share this message. There is no script, and everything that I'm sharing, it is intuitively guided from divine, and it comes through to me, and I deliver that to you. What is coming through is that this desire to have a different life than what you have, this desire to walk the path of your purpose and to be able to be paid for the work that you want to do, the soul work, the divine work, living a purposeful life where you have freedom, fulfillment, and abundance, that life that you desire, that is in your imagination, and you visualize that life, but your current reality or circumstances is not reflecting that life. And this desire deeply to be somewhere and to have something that you do not have right now, that is a beautiful confirmation and evidence that that desire exists. What you desire exists. The manifestation of your desire will happen because it's already manifested. It's not that it hasn't manifested, it already has manifested. The only difference is that that manifestation hasn't came into your 3D reality, the reality that you are experiencing, the circumstances that you're experiencing, it hasn't manifested in your reality in this moment. But the truth is, the divine truth is, it has already manifested in a higher frequency than where you are in this moment. Most people, when they think about their manifestation or manifesting, they think about the future. They think about, I have to get it from the future. Divine truth is, there's no future. So what are we thinking? Are we trapping ourselves in an illusion of the future? We think it will happen in 5 years, 10 years, or few years' time. It will happen when I do this. It will happen when I do that. But in reality, your future is an illusion. It is not real. From divine perspective, there is no time, and therefore the future or the past is complete illusion for your current moment. Because if you just tap in to this moment, nothing what happened, nothing what will happen, just this moment. And in this moment, you will find there is no suffering. The suffering comes from when you are attached to a past story or something that has happened in the past. And it's not just you, it's most human beings. We get attached to the past, the trauma, the pain, the suffering, what has happened. And that brings the suffering. But in this moment, there is no suffering. The moment you are watching this video, in this exact moment, there's no suffering. And if you're feeling the suffering, that is either coming from the past or it is coming from the future that you wish that you have, the future that you desire, but it isn't here. That's where the suffering is coming from, because in this moment, there is no suffering. When we understand that there is no past and there is no future and it's only illusion, so when we say we are going to manifest something and we put it in the future, we are actually pushing our manifestation away from the now. We are pushing it away. And then it becomes this loop of future, that, yeah, it will happen in the future. It will happen when I will do this. It will happen when this will happen. So there's so many conditions we put to that manifestation that we do not manifest in this reality, in this moment. So what I want you to know is that your reality is manifested, and I'm going to tell you why it hasn't came in to this moment, why it hasn't dropped into the 3D reality. So I want you to imagine in a higher frequency, it is already there, but it hasn't come down to the 3D reality. In the material world, it hasn't shown up for you. Why that has happened is because when we are not comfortable with our current reality, we are not in peace with our current reality, when we are fighting our current reality, we are creating resistance. We are resisting what we have in this moment. We are creating friction. So if you are unhappy with your current reality, you will on some level create resistance. You will on some level feel conflict or war within, and that conflict or war creates this anxiety, this fear, this feeling of pain or suffering. So this is why what you desire hasn't manifested. When we feel at war with what we have, we deny what we desire. Because if you're uncomfortable with your current reality, if you are hating what you have right now, then you are creating resistance. You are creating friction, and that brings the frequency, the energy down on a survival place, the suffering, the sadness, the pain, and that creates an energetic loop where you are constantly finding yourself in disliking what you have. And when we dislike what we have, we tell divine we are in not gratitude, but we are in denial, or we are in suffering, and we are in resistance. And when we are in denial, suffering, and resistance, we are creating more of that feeling, emotion, frequency, and energy. Because every single moment is manifesting your next moment. Every single moment is manifesting your next moment. And if in this moment you are in suffering, and if you are in anger around your current circumstances, if you are hating it, then that will manifest the next moment exactly in the same way, the next moment exactly in the same way. So one thing I want you to remember from this video is every moment is manifesting next moment. That tells you when we remain in suffering, when we hate our current reality, we will not be manifesting our desired reality. When I was going through a lot of darkness in my life, I was creating and manifesting the darkness because I was constantly in this pain that why things are not working out for me, why things are not working out for me. And the more I was constantly in this anger and frustration, I was manifesting that anger, frustration consistently because I was so unhappy with my circumstances. I was so unhappy with the life that I was living. And because of that, nothing shifted. Nothing shifted because I kept finding myself more pain and more pain and more pain. And I was like, why God is doing this to me? What have I done wrong? But actually, it took me a while to address and realize and acknowledge and surrender to the truth that I was the one who was creating my reality on some level. Yes, I did not have control of what has happened to me, but I had control over how I was feeling in every single moment, right? So I did have some responsibility to what has happened. So it is very important to recognize that until we accept, acknowledge, and be grateful for our current circumstances, we start finding joy and happiness in current circumstances. Until then, the manifestation doesn't come through because you have to be grateful for what you have, even if it is something very small. Even if it's something very tiny that you can find in your life that you are grateful for, we have to get into the frequency of gratitude and accept our current circumstances in order to shift into higher frequency. The shift doesn't happen when we are always in pain. Shift happens when we choose to see the goodness in every darkness. When we choose to see the goodness in every darkness, That's when we are shifting our mind, our subconscious, our perspective of what we are observing. That becomes most important thing when it comes to bringing your desires into your reality, because when you start becoming happy and joyful about your life in this moment, that I am in peace, that I am breathing, that I have food, I am making money, and I am in this path of awareness and awakening, and finding joy in those moments and those feelings can bring more joy. Like I said, every moment is manifesting next moment. So when we can recognize that energy, when we recognize, that's the deep secret that most people don't know, is that we are always manifesting every single moment. And this is why it is important to get into this moment of joy and happiness and peace. When we get into that, when we can recognize the goodness in the darkness, that's when we start shifting the frequency. That's when we start seeing the truth. That's when we start being open to opportunities. Because if we are always finding bad in every good and always focused on the darkness and what has went wrong, then we will consistently manifest the similar experiences and similar people and similar environments and situations. And if we want to break through from that, we have to start acknowledging and being grateful for what we have and what we've learned and who we are, what gifts we have. And when we start acknowledging, recognizing, and feeling grateful for it, that's when we can start shifting. That's when we can start bringing our manifestation to our reality. Because what I will tell you is, everything that we desire is around us, but because of our own blind spots, that we put ourselves in the darkness, that we cannot see it. Because when we are so focused on pain, we cannot see the light, we cannot see the joy, we cannot see the happiness. It is so interesting. Mind is so tricky. Mind, it can blind you from something that you have in front of you. This is why sometimes people let go of very amazing opportunities or amazing people because of this self-sabotaging pattern that they have within, that they cannot see the beauty in it. They cannot see what they have. And the one thing that I would leave you with is, when we are operating from pain or survival, we could have diamond in front of us, but we would not acknowledge the diamond. We will say that that's a scam. We will say that is not true, that is fake. That is not true. This is how we sabotage ourselves. This is how our mind, when it's operating in suffering and pain, it will blind us from seeing the good. Even if it is present itself as a diamond, we will find a fault in that. That's how tricky the mind can become. So what I want you to know is that start getting into this zone of gratitude, joy, happiness, and accepting your current circumstances. That will allow you to shift your frequency to get into the higher frequency. This time is important because your spiritual awakening is getting into the second stages of spiritual awakening. So you will start feeling the shifts happening in a smaller level or a bigger level. You will feel that something bigger is coming through. You will feel it because you're moving up into a different stage of spiritual awakening. And if you want me to talk about that, comment below and let me know. Then I can share more about the second stage of spiritual awakening and what it looks like, feels like, what you're experiencing. So other than that, if you want to go broader into manifestation and you want to understand and you want to really feel the energy and activate the energy to manifest your desired reality, then I did a live event a few weeks ago that I would urge you to check it out for you to learn more about what is stopping you from manifesting your desired reality. Other than that, if you would like to work with me to heal your past and 10x your income and find its freedom and fulfillment, then I would like you to click the link below to apply for my mentoring. Other than that, like this video if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel, and may the light in me reaches the light in you.